Good morning. Good morning, dear ones. Totally different setting this morning in light of the fact that our hardwood floors are going down in the yoga studio. So, just here with you. Good morning, Leela. Good morning, Kathy and Teresa and Jessica. Good morning to all of you. And I'm going to set my yoga mat up. You're getting like real deal as if you were right here with me. So, super excited about that. Do you hear the birds? So it is probably 75 already, I would say. Probably 75 outside. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here. Let's see, does my mat show up in there? Yes, it does. I want this and this. All right, so here we are. I'm going to speak loudly. I'm going to be right here with you. And I'm going to start with you here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down and then turn it back up so we can have just a little bit of an opportunity for us to sit together for just a little bit. Okay. Good morning. I have things shrouded so that we are not overheated, all those fun things that are just so real here at La Sagrada in Mexico. So, good morning. Blessings to all of you as we come together for Yoga Church this morning. I know the birds are so happy. Now, we'll probably hear dogs and goats and hummingbirds. Can you hear the hummingbirds? They're just like, wow. It is such a blessing, this place. And I'm so grateful to be here with you. We'll just leave it at that. Let's go ahead. I'm going to take a cross-legged seat. You can sit however you're comfortable. No microphone today, so lots of ambient noise, lots of ambient sounds, and I'll just be loud and strong in my own voice with you as well. So we're here this morning. We begin with our student-teacher prayer. Please remember that you have your practitioner's notes available to you always and in always for you to come back to these notes so that you can create a container for yourself in your own practice. So today, Yoga for the Real World is me sharing with you how so frequently I come to practice. And when I come and deliver to you, I want to give you really solid and strong and potent tools that work for you. When I come to you today, I'm taking a step back and also inside, because sometimes one can't see the forest through the trees. So there are things that I do in my day-to-day practice that are super potent and powerful that may or may not be something that comes to my regular mat practice. Many of these things that I'm sharing with you today will be coming to you from Uma Indur, who was a long time ago teacher of mine, from Swamiji Vagishinanda, from Akasha Sky, from other unknown teachers I don't know, individuals who are, I don't know by name, but I can see loinclothed elder on the banks of the river Ganga, particular priest in Bali. Like there are Hindu priests in Bali. So there are people that have come and touched my life that have brought me really deep and true practices, not to mention my primary Hatha teacher, Ki McGraw. So I'm bringing you some of these things that have really touched me in my life. You probably get on a day-to-day basis much of the teachings of David Goulet, who has the Chakra Yoga Center. It was in Thailand where I studied for many, many moons, and now he's in where is he? He's in a different country now. He's in South America, without remembering where he is exactly. However, I'm here today to share with you some really practical, real life practices that might feel a little wanky, a little wacky. Good morning, sweet Shirley. So here's what I want to do. We're going to start with our student teacher prayer. Before we even do that, because of the way in which that the camera is set up, I really want to speak into our seat. So first of all, something I speak about a little bit but not frequently is how do we sit? So if you're a woman, if you're in a female body, the left leg comes in first. So I'm not sure how the camera's reflecting me, but the left leg comes in first for a woman, and it comes right to the perineum. Now, this isn't possible. This is where it's really important that you build up your throne, right? You have a seat for yourself. It can be 1 blanket, 2 blanket, 3 blanket, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if the knees are well below the hips. The key is that you want that heel in toward the groin. Now, what's nice about being on the throne, queens, or kings, if it's the right heel that's in for you men, this left heel in first as an initiation creates an energy and a cycle of energy without speaking into it too deeply. For the women, it's awakening of Ida primarily, which is the moon side of the body. For the men, with the right heel in first, that's an awakening of the Pingala, which is the masculine, the sun energy of the body. So it's a Sunday. We're going to get sun energy no matter what. That's coming our way. So women, left heel into the groin and then right heel in front. Now, what I want to say is that there's an outer point. It's called a nadhi. It's right here on the outside of the knee, and I want that to touch down because it's an awakening of Muladhara chakra, of the root chakra. So I'm sitting on my heel. I can feel that left heel. I'll just be completely transparent with you. I feel the heel making significant pressure behind the clitoris and in front of the vaginal opening. Just in that tiny little space, about this much, that's behind, right? Behind, posterior to the clitoris and anterior to the vaginal opening. That's what I'm trying to do with my knees touching down. Then I bring my ribs over my hips. I bring my shoulders over my ribs. I bring my head over my shoulders, and I let my hands rest down. So now you have many options. It's conscious for you. How do I want to chant? With palms down, with palms up, with palms with right hand on the heart and left hand on the earth, right? Deeply connecting to my own heart center. Left hand deeply connecting to Pachamama, to Bhumi, to the Mother Earth, right? Or do I want to bring my hands central to my heart center? Or do I want to place my hands on my heart? Here's what I offer. Whatever you do with your hands is mudra. It is sacred gesture. Your body is going to call you into sacred gesture that serves you. Very common and very frequently, this is how it happens. So you feel how your body moves in sacred gesture. I suggest that you let your body go where it wants to. Notice it. And then use that as information to guide you to ask yourself questions. What's happening now? How does this show up in my life? And how is that working for me? Those threefold questions that come in and through Pilgrim. What's happening now? My left hand is on my knee. My rib cage is turning left. My head's falling left. My right hand wants to be on my heart. So what does that tell me? What does that tell me about me driving to the feminine? What does that tell me about collapsing into the feminine? What does that tell me about wanting to be heart-centered? What does it tell me about losing my vertical? All these things are really powerful information. So I ask myself, what's happening now? Like, what are the facts? Boom. How's that show up in my life? So first we have to understand it. And then how's that working for me? So I mean, just that alone, finding the mudras that your body is drawn toward and using those as information is huge, right? Because yoga, our ability to access the yoga that we are, truly to access the yoga that we are, right? It's not something we do. We go to that mat to clear out everything that's not the yoga. We go to the mat to practice all these poses and positions generally to clear out the body so that we can remember that we are the union. We are already one with the divine. However you receive that, however you perceive that. Okay? So, that being said, here we are. holding our hearts wide open, letting our hands rest as you would like for them to rest. However it serves you, let them go there. Outer line, the nadi on the outside of the knee is touching down, awakening through root chakra. Women, left heel is in, right heel is in front, body weight is stacked over the top. Notice if you're hedging forward, right? Notice those things. They're all good information that are informing you about how you do life. And then that is all information for your practice of Svadhyaya, self-study, so that you can reclaim the oneness that you are. Huh? How cool is that? Okay, so I let my hands rest. Now in your practitioner's notes, you have the student teacher prayer. We're going to do it in call and response. Setting the breath down and out the body on the exhale, inhaling to the crown of the head. Om, Om, Sahana, Sahana, Bhavatu, Bhavatu, Sahanao, Sahanao, Bhunatu, Bhunatu, Saha, Saha, Viryam, Viryam, Karavavahai, Karavavahai, Tejasvi, Tejasvi, Navadhitam, Navadhitam, Astu, Astu, Mavidvisha, Mavidvisha, Vahai, Vahai, Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's do it one time together. Let your hands go where they feel good and right and true. Sometimes, for example, your hand might go to an organ because there's something inside of you that knows that there's a healing to happen, right? So my left hand might go to liver. My right hand might go to heart. Right? Just trust yourself. You don't even need to know what you're doing to be doing it right. Trust yourself. Let's take it together. I'm just going to cough. Once again. Clearing the lungs. Sending breath down and out the body on the exhale, inhaling in and up through the crown of the head, stacking the body up and over the pelvis, and together we chant. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitam Astu Mavidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I'm just going to blow open some doorways here, opening hands and heart. Om Suklam Bharanam Vishnum Shashivaranam Chatur Bhujan Prasantyavanam Dhyayate Sarvavigno Prashantaye. Om Gam Gananantva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinamu Pama Shravastanam Jeshta Rajam Brahmanam Brahmana Patanam Shrimanuti Basida Saranam Ma Kratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Susarveda Siddhi Buddhi Shakti Sahita Shrima Ganadi Pataye Namo Namaha Nirvignam Kuru. 5 times together. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Send the breath down and out the body. Inhaling in and up through the crown. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 All is sacred. Everything is sacred, dear ones. Absolutely everything. So I'm already hearing some good Sunday morning tunes beginning to play. It could be anything from Freddie Mercury to Louis Prima to to Shakira. One never knows what we'll hear in the morning. So we're just going to go with it. Who knows how loud it'll be? Bienvenida a Mexico. It's one of the things I love deeply, richly, madly, and truly about the experience of being here in Mexico, is we are constantly being challenged to move in and outside of our comfort zone. We are also constantly being asked to rise above, and it's a high tantric practice, essentially, to say whatever's going on in the world, it's holy, it's sacred, and I'm going to integrate it. I'm going to devour it and let it have its way with me. So that's what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to share with you. Here's what I want you to do as I'm starting to speak about this. I want you to drop in the comments, please, what's going on in your bodies, where you need support and help, anything at all. There's been a request for some extra pranayama today. I'm definitely going to be integrating that. We're in this beautiful outdoor setting. The studio is very outdoorish anyway, but this will facilitate that as well. So we're going to be using some pranayama practices, but I want to know what's going on in your life that you're facing. Is there grief? Is there anxiety? Is there worry? Is there a toe fungus? Is there constipation? Is there sleeplessness? Like, what are the things that you're facing? Is there shoulder pain? Is there, you name it. What is it that you're facing? Name it for yourself and put it on the altar. By you adding it to the comment stream, that is our altar today, beloveds, right? That is our altar. This is the temple. You are the temple. You've forgotten that, but you are the temple, and the altar is the comment threads, our modern day altar. And from that, then we will take it and we will bring it into our temples and we will use it as practice. So I invite you, please, to drop anything. That's how I'm going to move forward in our practice today. So drop it right in those comments. Okay. So this is a book. Oh, how I love this book. All right, I'm going to move a little closer. This book is called Hatha Yoga, or the Yoga Philosophy of Physical Well-Being, by Yogi Ramacharaka. By Yogi Ramacharaka. So this is the book. Now here's the most exciting part about this book, in my perspective. It's published by the Yogi Publication Society, the Vedanta Reading Club. Here's my favorite part. It's from India. It was 70 rupees back in the day. And the publication date in Oak Park, Illinois is 1905. 1905, beloveds. Right? 1905. So I want to read to you a couple of pieces. This is something some of you've heard before. You've heard this in Pilgrim. We've spoken unto this. This is sort of the author saying, this is like the prelude, or what do we call it? The prologue. Is that what it's called in a book? The prologue. So this is what we're focusing our attention on. To the healthy man and woman, this book is respectfully dedicated. Look at how artistically it's been written right here. To the healthy man or woman and woman, this book is respectfully dedicated. The healthy man and woman have done certain things, consciously or subconsciously, in order to bring themselves from infancy to healthy, normal. Now I'm just going to pause. Normal in 1905 is very different than normal today. Normal today is a huge departure from healthy. In 1905, those two were much more one and the same. So I'll just speak into that. In order to bring themselves from infancy to healthy, normal maturity. And if you, and then in parentheses, who may not be so healthy and normal, who might not be so healthy and normal, will do just these same things. There is no reason why you too should not be just as are they, right? If you do the things that the people that you admire are doing, there's no reason that you shouldn't receive and reap the same benefits as those who are doing those things. So we got to identify who are our models, who are the women and the men in our lives that we look at and say, you know what, I'm watching you and I'm admiring, maybe not everything, but I'm admiring how you're doing this, right? Sometimes it's nice to look, this is a departure from how we know Hatha yoga, but it's absolutely a part of the whole. If you step back, the six aspects of wellness: physical, mental, emotional, social, occupational, and spiritual, right? So we look at these things again: physical, mental, emotional, physical, mental, emotional, social, occupational, how you work, what you do with your work, or what occupies your time. If you're an artist, it's not about where you get paid, right? And then spiritual. Those are the six. So we look at those areas and we say, who do I admire in their spiritual life? Who do I admire in their social life? Who do I admire in their physical life? Who do I admire in their emotional life? One man or woman might hold all of those or many of those, probably not all of those, right? Socially, you can look at that in terms of how they interact with the world, how they are in their primary relationship, all those things. Okay, so reasons why you too should not be just as they are. And this little book is our attempt to tell you just what this healthy man and woman did in order to be just what they are. Big letters. Read it and then go and do likewise as so far as you are able. Now, I love this next part. If you doubt the truth of our statements, find some healthy man or woman and watch him or her closely and see whether he or she does not do the things we have pointed out to you to do in this book, and whether he or she does not leave undone the things that we have asked you to avoid. We are willing to submit our teachings to this severe test. Apply it. Okay, so that is, I love this little book. It's phenomenal. So there's much in here about breathing. We're going to speak onto that, and I'm going to use that as our teaching. Okay, so we're getting ready to go to the mat. Let me see what we got here. Let me move this back up, make this more vertical so I can get my mat in space. And what do we have here? We have lots of good mornings, sadness for my daughter. Yeah, loving you, sweet Mary Lynn, and your daughter. Jessica Flemmy this morning. It's been pretty smoky here on the East Coast this week. The leg injury from a few weeks ago has settled into my ankle, both ankles. Loving you, Mary Lynn. Love you too, sweet Leela. Loving you, Mary Lynn and Jessica. Kathy says, I've been traveling to the big city, San Francisco, Napa, Reno. Lots and lots of energy, which is different than my normal quiet life. Home now, honoring the connections, wish to shed the energy. All right, let's do it. All right, sunlight is coming right on my camera. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this a little bit as such and make the adjustment accordingly. Okay, so I'm going to head to the mat. I invite you to do the same. We are under this magnanimous perul tree. It's an ancient, I have to show you, it's an ancient Peruvian tree, right? It's a phenomenal tree. Here it is. We are under this ancient perul tree, stunningly beautiful, stunningly beautiful. And it is just right here holding us sacred. All right. Okay. I'm going to just bring that down a touch. This way. As such. I'm going to move this guy back. And we're going to come to the mat. So we're going to start standing. We're going to start standing. And We're going to start with movements for grounding. This is for Kathy, for Jessica. So we're going to root through our feet. You'll have seen some of this, and we're going to shift our weight side to side. Now, oftentimes in our modern vinyasa practices or Ashtanga practice, there is a strong inclination to direct students to keep their eyes open. In the Hatha practices, this is not necessarily the case. Now, in a class setting, it's different unless you have a very intimate connection to your teacher. Now, the reason that I say this is because when you are at home, as you are with me, here with you, and yet in a different world than you, I'm going to invite you to, just as we do with the mudras, with the sacred gestures of our hands, to let our eyes close whenever we feel called. So I'm going to close my eyes and shift my weight side to side. It's one of the things I often do to bring the teachings to you is close my eyes. I'm shifting from side to side here. I'm letting the weight go from the ball of my foot into my heel, up into the back of my calf, into the back of the knee, into the hamstring, and into the outer edge of the hip. I'm even shifting the hip a bit. It's a very subtle and yet profound movement. All right, so now I'm going to bring my feet a little closer together, and I'm going to roll my knees around, circling the knees around. I'm going to slide my hands down toward my knees and circle more completely. Notice how I'm rolling through the feet. I'm rolling to the outer edges of the feet and coming back around. So there are times when I might not have time to come to the mat, but much of what I'm offering and much of what I'm sharing is going to support you in bringing your body into balance, so that you are able to move and you are able to find balance. Now here's what I'm doing. You're going to step forward, roll through the toes, step back. Step forward, roll through the toes, step back. So I might do these practices. While I'm waiting for my tea to steep. Now, this is you, Jessica. We're going to stay forward on one foot and roll up and over the toes. I'm going to roll back and forth around that foot. One side, other side, one side, other side. Bring the foot down, sweep it over, one side, other side, one side, other side. Bring it back up and over. First foot, toes, big toe, pinky toe, big toe, big toe, big toe, other foot, big toe, pinky toe, big toe, pinky toe, big toe, pinky toe. Good work. Now I'm just going to let my feet be beneath my hips, and I'm going to roll through the pelvis. Circular motion through pelvis, reverse the direction all the way around. Beautiful work. Here's one. Hands to the sacrum. We've done this together. This is for sure one. Sort of a wagging and a shagging of the energies down the body. This is one I do regularly to release the tension that I'm feeling in my sacrum. Now, many of you know this one, just shaking the arms down. So yoga for real life is the reality that if I'm standing and I'm waiting in line, maybe I can't go totally bonkers because someone will be worried I'm having a seizure, right, if I'm waiting in line. But I might take just 3 or 4 little shakes and then stop, and then people go, okay, she just was moving some energy or doing something crazy over there. But it gives you a sense of release. It gives you an opportunity to let go. It gives you the freedom to surrender. And then I'm going to circle back around through the pelvis. Big circles, reverse it. There it is. Okay, so now I'm going to step to the top of my mat. I'm going to scoop my blanket off the edge. Actually, I'm going to pull this part a little bit further to the front, right? Okay, there we are. We're stepping at the top of the mat. Hands come to the heart center. I'm going to send the breath down and out the body. Inhale up. Exhale all the way down. Blow the breath out the mouth. Inhale up. 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 This time I'm going to roll all the way down. I'm going to let everything just drip down. Ooh, and I'm going to shift from side to side. Now right here, I'm really feeling a great deal of tension in my right hip. So you are gathering information constantly. I'm just going to move my shroud back, my curtain back so I can see the camera. It's getting covered by my scarf. So you are feeling into all the ways in which that your body is holding tension. So in the first few moments of your practice, always, you want to gather information. You don't necessarily just want to go where your teacher's going or go where the video is taking you. You want to go, okay, what is going on here? Whew. Okay, thank you so much for that insight, Sarah. Grief, concern with fading of parents, tight psoas, stiff low back. Okay, psoas is the thing that's frequently tight on me and stiff low back. So I'm right there with you, sweet Sarah. So, and phlegmy, Jessica, and wanting to ground, all of it. So here we are. We've done that inhale, that full inhale. Exhale, blowing it out. Inhale. Exhale, blowing it out. One more. Inhale. Exhale, blow it out. And we stay down. Here's where we brought the hands down. You can come here again. Crown of the head weighs heavy. Back of the neck is long. Releasing here. Now from this place, I'm going to ground through my hands and step both of my feet back. Now I'm going to just pedal here and feel what I feel. So I might feel like I'm sort of in a plank or sort of in a downward facing dog. I don't want you to worry about whether or not it looks like a yoga pose. I want you to go into the places that are stiff. My body just asked me to bring my knees down. Yours might too. Yours might too. I'm wagging through my tail. I'm letting my brow touch down. I'm going to slide my left arm back so my arm is not in front of my face when I'm speaking. So I don't have a microphone here today. And I'm just shifting hips side to side. Then I'm going to bring that left arm out. I'm going to take that right hand back, turn the head to the opposite side, and wag the tail. And then I'm going to go ahead and sit back on my heels for a moment. So I'm getting good ankle stretch here. Sweet, Jessica. I might even bring my hands back here and shift. Now, I know that there are some of you who have new and glorious parts. Mary Lynn, you have two knees that did not come out of your mother's womb. They landed in your body, some half a century later. How beautiful is that? How magical is that? So you are inviting and invoking connection, trust with those new parts all the time. We have some old parts in our bodies. Our ankles might be saying, yeah, this is not what I signed up for. I'm really tired. You've been dragging me along for all these years, and I need a little space, right? We just don't know. So turn those fingers forward. I'm going to open my feet. Now I'm going to sit back between my knees. This is a favorite of mine. Now, I'm not going to be on the mat. Actually, I'm going to scoot myself forward because I'll crash into some seedlings if I'm too far back. So I reach on back here, and I'm just going to let my hips. I like to call it shagging. I'm just sort of shifting side to side a little bit, just right, left, right, left, right, left. I'm feeling into my knees. I don't want the pressure in my knees. I want the pressure in my thighs, which may mean that I have to tuck my tail a little bit more. Just by lifting and tucking your tail, I'll bring some of that work out of the knee. The knee and the ankle are going to have a lot more tension if the tail, the buttocks, is down on the ground. So what I offer to you is that you have the option here, of course, to lift the tail, tuck the tail, right? And feel into more of the thigh. You can also hoist your entire tail up on that throne again. Right? If this feels all right to you, then you can absolutely begin to release all the way down. Here's my head. meeting up with the seedlings. And there's a sweet 1, 2, 3 hummers in the perul tree right above my head. And I hear another one over on the feeder. Oh, there's another one right above my head. The hummers here, I don't know what, oh my gosh, there's so many. They have these really, they're different than the ones that I had in Oregon and Minnesota. Their bellies, their chests are bright white. They have a really long fluorescent orange, like safety orange beak. And they're almost the size of a barn swallow. They're just these beautiful, beautiful hummers. And hummingbirds are symbols, they're spiritual symbols, they're sacred symbols of the warrior who always is in search of nectar in life. Oh. Right, something to learn, All right, so from here, now you have choices. Sometimes I'll take the heel of my hand and press it into the heel, wedge my elbows under, tuck my chin, and then use the elbow to lift myself up. Let me try that again with you. So I press my heels of my hands into my heels, fingers face up. I roll my shoulders up toward my ears, snuggle my elbows in so that I've got a good foundation. Tuck my chin and then just press up. Now from here, I can much more easily get a hand back and a hand back, and I can walk my feet out one at a time as such. Right, there's one, shift over, there's two. You can do that and then release your legs if that takes you out. I feel the tension in my knees as a result of that. Or my other way of coming out, now try this with me if that was easy for you. The other way that I come out is different, right? Chin is tucked, tail is tucked, good strong extension happening in the thighs. I just walk the foot out here, walk the foot out there, draw the knees into the chest, slide the hands back behind hamstrings, tuck the chin, and press up. Either way, we're going to end up in the same place, right here, opening feet, waggling feet, in and out, in and out, in and out. Backs of the legs, thumping down, in and out, in and out, in and out. In and out, in and out, in and out. Ah, there it is. In and out, in and out, in and out. So, a little bit of that loving Ganga bank yoga. We're going to roll down onto our back sides. I'm going to circle the knees around. So you get a lot of this in my practices, right? Circle around in the opposite direction. And I'm actually most interested for me in the outer line of that right hip, because that's where I'm feeling tension. Circling around again. Now, confession time. Part of why I might be feeling such tension is because I was so tired last night. I was in bed at 8:30. I took a excuse me, big cough. I took a bath at 7:30 or 7. I was so tired. Put my pajamas on. I was in bed ready to sleep at 8:30. So I was in bed a good long time. Send the heels up to the sky. Sometimes that creates tension in my body. So I'm circling the feet around here. I'm going to move my jaw. I'm going to let the skin on my face wiggle and shift. I'm massaging my own face. I'm circling those feet around. I'm going to let my heels come into my buttocks. The heels of my hands, here's what I'm going to show you. The heels of my hands have come into my cheeks. And I'm doing this. Very sexy. Just this. Around and around and around. I'm getting up and under the cheekbone. Reversing the direction. Right? Ah, good girl. Leela's sore from her YTT. Good. Going gently. Gently's good. All right. Lots of fascia release here. All right. So, working this bulbous aspect of the chin is huge. It's like clay. Can you work it? Can you work it? So you're on your backside, knees are in toward your chest. You're working your chin. And then work up into the brow. Squeeze those eyebrows. You're gonna feel good tension in there. Those are emotional centers. So we're on our backside, squeezing brow. Or pressing in and up from the temple, from the mandible, the jaw connection, up into the underside of the cheekbone, into the sinuses, into the sides of the nose, squeezing the nose, pressing nose up, pressing nose down, pressing nose right, pressing nose left. Oh, woof. I just cracked my nose like a joint, like a knuckle. Right? And then I'm going to bring my pads of my fingers up into my brow line and work it. All the way up and 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 up. Ah, there it is. Yeah. From the chin up toward the jaw, chin up toward the jaw. There it is. I'm going to bring my feet down now and I'm going to wag through my tail. So this is when I was on the River Ganga with this man in a loincloth, and I was thinking, we don't actually do this in my yoga studio. We didn't learn this in my yoga teacher training, right? Lots of things that are really organic to the body. You'll see kids do it, right? You'll feel it. I'm going to move toward my right hip and buttock and hammer down. So I'm massaging deeply into that right hip, then I'm going to move to the left side. And then I'm going to release. I'm going to bring my knees in again, circle around. This time I'm going to lift my head as I circle my knees. And I'm going to inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, audible sigh. Inhale, nostrils. Reverse the direction of the knees. Inhale, nostrils. Inhale, nostrils. Now I'm going to bring my knees in, squeeze in, exhale down. Inhale, squeeze in, exhale down. Inhale, squeeze in, exhale down. One more time. Inhale, squeeze in, exhale down. Stay here, bring the feet down, let the knees rest against each other. Let the knees rest against each other. Jessica, I hope the sound and the breath is beginning to release the phlegm, as it definitely is with me. Gentle releasing, contracting and releasing here. We're going to cross the right ankle over and draw the left knee into the chest. I'm going to turn my head to the left, and draw that right knee out. I push the right knee, I push the right knee out. I draw the left knee into the chest. One more time. And then I'm going to release, and I'm going to just go ahead and bicycle my feet 3-4 times. Feel into the psoas. Sarah, you can see what's going on there. And then I'm going to go ahead and let the right foot come down, cross the left ankle over. Left hand comes into the inner line of that left knee. I sort of lock out that left elbow. It's what helps me here. And then I draw that right knee in. Turn my head to the right side. I'm going to release that. Bring both knees in toward the armpits. I'm going to reach between my legs. Bring my hands to the pinky edges of my feet. I'm going to take the fullness of happy baby. So fullness of happy baby is where we come all the way down. So no stopping 10 degrees from the floor, because this first 10 degrees is hard to get yourself back up. Come all the way down and then roll the head so that the center of the brow is touching down. Then we come all the way back up and over like a wizard's book, all the way down, feet all the way down. Roll until the center of your brow touches down. All the way back up and over, all the way down. So what happens is a lot of times happy baby stops here. And this is because from this point to this point is the hardest part of happy baby. So your body sort of goes, oh, I can skip the edges. When we skip the edges, we slowly and steadily diminish our range of motion in life. Brow down, all the way back up and over. Brow down, all the way back up and over. Brow down. Ha. Ooh. There it is. You're doing it. We're going to come all the way back up. Now we're going to do a flowing bridge. Arms above the head. Inhale. I'm going to lift and reestablish my tail. I'm going to inhale and lift. Raise the arms. Bring the hands all the way down. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Blow it out the mouth strong and firmly. Inhale. Blow it out the mouth. 2 more. Blow it out the mouth. 1 more time. Blow it out the mouth. Inhale. This time, cough it out. Inhale. Inhale. Last time. Inhale. Draw both knees into the chest, hands behind the hamstrings. Tuck the chin. Press up and out. So my hope is that if that low back, Sarah, was feeling tight, that there's, 5, 8, 10, 30, 40, 50, 70% improvement, right? So I'm releasing down, pressing up and out, releasing down, pressing up and out. Oh my goodness. There's a huge yellow and black bumblebee that just crawled into a huge yellow rose in front of me. So as we move into summertime, I hope that you practice outside with me. I'm going to cross my ankles here. Shoop, shoop, shoop. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. Draw my knees in. I'm going to cross my ankles here, however they feel best. Now, don't worry about bringing that left heel into the groin or right heel into the groin. That's for the seated meditation piece. So now we just come together here. And we're going to roll the belly around. This side of my hair wants to fall out over and over again. All right. So I'm going to circle the belly around. I'm going to take probably my all-time favorite pranayama. Do you know what that is? I bet you do. Ashwini Mukha Pranayama. Ashwini is horse. Mukha is face. And pranayama is the cultivation and directing and storage and intelligent utilization of the life force that moves upon our breath. That's sort of a long way to say breath work. So I inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 1 more time. Inhale, exhale. And then I'm going to roll my shoulder heads up, back, and down. We have a little cat fight, neighborhood cat fight I'm hearing. Looks like it got squared away earlier rather than later. Reverse the direction. So now I'm going to let my arms come all the way around. Cross, open. Opposite arm. Cross, open. Good. Roll the shoulder, head down and around. So if you're waiting for a meeting, if someone, I could be sitting at a boardroom doing this, waiting for people to come in. Reverse the direction. Someone walks in and goes, hey, what are you doing? And you say, yoga. And they're like, ha, ha, ha. And you're like, you should try it. And then here, head to one side, other side. Now I want my shoulder to push forward for this one. So my heels of my hands are on my knees. I push and extend, push and extend. 8 more, 7 more, 6 more, 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Tuck the chin in, inhale, exhale, blow it all out. Four more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Good work. Now I'm going to feel a little dizzy, so I'm just going to drop down. I'm going to bring my arms out and let my head weigh heavy. You can continue to cough out the energies here. So here's what we're doing. We are clearing the body. We are clearing the toxicity. We are releasing and rejuvenating the soft tissue. We are asking the fascia to release and let go of any sluggishness, stickiness, fogginess, thickness, so that we can return to a place of vitality. As we're ready now, we're going to come on up. We're going to go ahead and come to one ankle. Just step one ankle out. You're going to twist that ankle. My brother used to call this a snake bite. He didn't know he was doing ancient yoga practices. We're going to snake bite all the way up to the knee and then reverse the direction of the snake bite. How crazily different that is. Wow. And if it hurts a lot, like right here, it hurts a lot in my ankle, it might for you too, Jessica, stay with it. Stay with it until that owie goes away, or until it decreases by, 20%. Okay. Now reverse it. Oh yeah, go up the ankle to the knee. Reverse it and come down. Beautiful work. Good work. Other side. Just choose the direction that feels organic to you. One hand rolling in, other hand rolling back. And then work your way up that shin, up that calf. Ooh. Reversing it, taking it all the way down again. Right. This side, not nearly the tension in the ankle. It's my left ankle. Working your way up, working your way down. Right. Staying with the sticky parts. Staying with the sticky parts. We're going to come to the knee. I want you to go ahead, release the legs down, sort of flop the legs. Again, these are like River Ganga yoga practices. But these are huge. They're organic. Let the feet roll in and out. Swaggle, swaggle. Backs of the knees release. Now I'm going to come into my thighs. And I'm going to come all the way up into my hip, and then I'm going to hammer down to above my kneecap and hammer up. Ooh. Hammer down. Hammer up. I'm going to come to the outside. Hammer down. Hammer up. Hammer down. Hammer up. You're going to hammer down, and now you're going to take the heel of the hand and drag up. And then drag all the way up to the center. Let the inner thigh open to the sky and slap. Slap it until it stings. Good work. Whew. Wiggle, swaggle out those fingers. And then go ahead and bring your feet in. You're going to shift yourself up onto your feet. Bring yourself into a forward fold here. Shift your hips side to side. Release through the crown of the head. One hip and then the other hip. Just shifting one side and then the other. Crown of the head weighs heavy. You might bring the backs of your hands to the back of the neck and let the head weigh heavy with gravity. You're going to soften, release those arms down, bring the heels of the hands to the base of the thighs, press and rise up. From here, we're going to open the feet and roll the pelvis around. Big circling motion, reverse that direction, take it all the way around again. Reverse that direction, take it all the way around again. Reverse that direction, all the way around again. And then bring those heels in and just wag. So I'm just shaking, shagging, down, 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 down. Let it come into your teeth sockets, into your eye sockets, into your boobies, into your armpits, into your elbow joints. All the way down. Yay. Wonderful, sweet Leela. See you soon. See you soon. Moving gently. You got it. Keep going. All right. So we're on that waggle, shaggle, So I'm going to show you two other things. Now I want you to open your feet and wrap the arms around. While you're doing this, I'm going to grab two things and I will be right back. So just exhale, exhale, wrap around. Keep that alive. Keep it going. Okay, great work. So then come back to center and just waggle it down. I've grabbed three things because my ball's kind of flat. I've grabbed an extra yoga mat. If you have one, grab it. And I grabbed my ball. Right, this is too flat for me. Let me just show you. This is too flat. But you don't need it. Let me just show you. See how much I'm digging that in? You don't need it as full. Right, this is just like a tiny little pump. You don't need it as full as, per se, like if you were going to play basketball. This is a small basketball, bigger than a toddler basketball, smaller than a junior basketball. I'm filling it up. There it is. Okay, so it's got, for me, I like it like this. I like it like this. There's a little bit of give, but not a lot. Not a lot, but I'd rather have it a little bit with a little bit of give and then I can fill it up more than fill it too full and then, be backing my way down. So here we are with this. Ball is for sure practice for me. This comes from Key McGraw and Bob Smith. This has been an absolute lifesaver. Some of you use foam rollers, some of you use smaller balls, etc. There's many different tools. This is my favorite, this guy right here. So I'm just going to take it and roll it. I'm not going to spend much time because some of you might not have it. I'm going to show you with the ball, and then I'm going to show you what you can do in lieu of not having the ball. So I'm down here. I'm going to work this across my SI joint. So SI into my buttocks, especially that right side, because for me, that's where I'm holding tension. You might go into that left side. Now, if I find a place, I could use all sorts of different balls. You just play with it and try it. Right. I don't know if it would break, but you could also use a melon. It might break after time, and then you have a big mess. Right. Whoo, so this for me just la. It's going deep in and I'm feeling it run down the leg. So it's also probably going sciatica, working its way, which I'm always aware of and watching for, because I don't want that to be something that flares up in my body and in my life. You probably don't either. Your sciatic nerve, right, essentially initiates in the inner back of the pelvic girdle, and it's about the nerve itself, if you can imagine, is about the width of it's about the diameter of your thumb. So it is not a little nerve. And it comes out and runs down the outer line of that leg. So this side for me, this is my side. This is where I need most of the work. So if you can't use the ball, you can create a fist. That'll be harder on your fist. Oof. But I'm still in there.
I am still in there. You could use a rolling pin. You could ball up, any sort of fabric you can roll. You can take a yoga mat. Right, that's the extra yoga mat I have here. You can take the yoga mat, that extra yoga mat. Lay your hip on it. Oh, and get in there. Now, you're going to have degrees of support. You're going to have degrees of impact based upon the tools that you have access to. But this makes a huge difference. Right, so you roll around on that. That is a favorite for me. The second, which I do super regularly with this ball, is take work breaks. Take breaks throughout the day on super stressful days or days when I feel really sticky inside. I roll around right here. And I do it with the psoas open, Sarah. You see how I'm doing that with the psoas open? The knee releasing down. I'm working my way up. Rolling around. I'm all about opening the heart. And when I get moving a million miles an hour, my heart starts to close down a little bit and I drive forward. So I'm going to show you in a moment what I mean by that literally. But for right now, I just roll around. Like another thing I can do is I can go back to that mid back, low back, and I can walk like if it's right psoas, Sarah, I can walk the right foot under like this. This is deep. It's deep because my knee is below parallel. Wow. So there's a deeper stretch in the thigh and into the psoas. Right, and then I balance it out. Even if it's just the right psoas that's causing the pain, I'm going to balance it out. Anything at the base of the body, I'm at least wanting to spend a little bit of time on both sides so I can bring an awareness into what's going on. I can also just lay that ball out like this and get into psoas here perhaps. Or from here, same thing, beloveds, we can take both of those feet under and roll. Whoa, that one's deep. Right, so you choose it. There's going to be ways you get into it in this way. I'm going to come off of this. I can do the same thing with my extra yoga mat. Or let's say I'm on the carpet and I use the only yoga mat I have for all these pieces. And I'm going to roll it as it's been rolled. And then I'm going to fold it in half. And we do the same thing. It's going to be the same, but different. Oh, I'm elevating the pelvis. So I'm going to get less sort of therapeutic pressure in the back body, but I'm going to really still be able to get into that psoas. So there's an option for you here. And then my final favorite, and you can use a rolling pin from your kitchen. You can use a jar, literally like a jar, a spaghetti sauce jar, or you can use your ball. And you're going to work your way down with this ball at the occipital ridge. So back of the neck, rolling from one side to the other. I'm just lifting my hand up here because the sun we're at 7,000 feet above sea level. And I'll tell you what, that sun he is piercingly hot, penetratingly hot today. And it's not even 9:30 here. I'm holding my mat up here just to block the sun. So I'm working into the back of the neck. Anything. I can use a bag of beans, and I can try that. I can use anything that's a roll. A foam roller, perfect. Yoga mat. Yoga mat's not going to do as much because it has so much give. I'm going to go the other side. Looking into the back of it. Okay. So these are some of my make or break pieces that I go to every day. Now the next piece, throwing those knees in, rocking and rolling out. The next piece that's super important is coming into some aspects for strength. I like to start with the back of the body when I turn my energy towards strength because I spend so much of my day
dealing with the front of my body in terms of strength, right? Like I'm pushing and pulling and working and out here and opening doors and carrying boxes. That's all happening on the front of my body. So I want to go to the back of the body. I want to go into glutes. I want to go into low back. I want to go into mid back. So you're going to lower yourself down onto your belly. I'm just going to make sure we're here. Okay, good. We're going to come to the belly. Checking the time. And I'm going to walk. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to walk my rib cage out away from my hips. So I'm going to lengthen the spine and lengthen the space between the rib cage and the pelvis. And I shift side to side. So for me, there tends to be a lot of compression in this part of the body. Now I'm going to release down, let my brow touch down. I'm going to turn my head to you. You can choose to do half of this with your head turned one way, half turned the other, or just brow down. I'm choosing not to go brow down, only so you can hear me, okay? Only so you can hear me. I'm actually going to do everything with my head to one side, which is not what I recommend, but I'm doing it that way so you can hear me. I'm going to walk my legs out long, lift one leg, reach it out long as if someone has a hold of my ankle and is drawing it away from my hip, and surrender it down. Lift the other leg up, walk it away, and then release it down. I'm going to lift both feet. I'm going to open both feet. I'm going to bring them right back together and release them down. Take it again. Lift and open together and down. 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 4 more. Lift, open, together, and down. Lift, open, together, and down. Lift, open, together, and down. If you've not switched directions of the head, turn the head in the opposite direction. Lift and open, together, and down. Lift, open, together. 2 more. Lift, open, together, and down. And lift and open, together, and down. Now turn your head brow down and wag your tail. Inhale. Inhale. One more. Beautiful work. Now I'm going to come to my elbows. I'm going to walk that rib cage out long again. I'm going to hook my toes under and lift up through the low belly. So strength cannot be denied. It is an imperative and an important part of your practice. We as women have not learned to love it. Release the knees down, rise up. Walk through the hands. Inhale, draw the breath in enough. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, exhale, round through spine. Inhale, exhale, round through spine. Inhale, exhale, round through spine. I'm going to sit back on my heels again, see if this feels a little different than when I was here at the beginning of practice. We're going to move into some yogi style push-ups and some side planks. I want you to stay with me. If you need to bring your knees down, if you need to rest, take it. But I want you with me, beloveds. Strength is an imperative part of you finding your way and making your way through this life. There's no question, no doubt, no way around it. So let's find that. We're going to ground it into our hands, hook the toes under. Send your tail to the sky. Let's take a downward facing dog. This might be the resting pose that you take between planks. I'll show you how we do that. We come in through plank, we lower, we push, we send the tail to the sky. We come in, lower, push, send tail to the sky. In, lower, push, tail to the sky. 2 more. In, lower, push, tail to the sky. 1 more. In, lower, push, tail to the sky. Knees release. Take full child pose. Hands back by the feet. Brow touches down. Ah. 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 2 more breaths.
One more time. As you're ready to slide those hands out, you're going to take the back of the hand and root it down. So again, use the poses as a template, just as a gentle model for you to guide your way into how you want to move through life and how you want to use your yoga practice to help you heal. And a waggle out that wrist, turn it over. Waggle out that wrist, turn it over. Rock and roll through my pelvis. So this is what I have come to learn. After years and years and years of learning the poses and learning them just ever so, this foot here and that foot there, and this is the name of it, and this is where the hips are in space, and there's this happening, and your gaze goes here, etc., etc. There comes a point where you must make it real. You must say, and so then, what is being asked of me in my life, and how do I use my practice to guide me home to my heart so that I may be fully prepared for what is to come? So I may have the tools awakened and activated in my body-mind complex so I may be nourished and nourishing. I bring my hands on out. I hook the toes under. I send the tail to the sky. I pedal from foot to foot. I come in through plank. I hover, lower, push, tail to the sky, plank, lower, push, tail to the sky, plank, lower, push, tail to the sky. Two more, plank, lower, push, tail to the sky. One more, plank, lower, push, tail to the sky. Full child pose. Brow down. Inhale in and up from the soles of the feet to the crown of the head. Exhale, audible sigh. Two more. One more time. From here, I release, I rise up, lift my feet, cross my ankles, whatever one's on top, switch it to the other side. So the other one's on top, come up and over, reach the heels out and give myself a little block here. I'm going to take just a little bit of core strength here. All right, I'm going to ground through my hands and lift up and release the heel down. I'm going to walk my heels in, open my hands a bit. Inhale, lift up, drag the tail lifting through the space. Inhale, up, drag and lift. Up, drag and lift. Up, drag and lift. Up, so my buttocks is not touching the earth. And release, cross the ankles. Soften through the wrists, give your wrist a little break. Walk the hands out, up and over the knees. Ground lift, plank, roll to the outside of one, float the hand up and out to the heavens, to the earth. Other side, up, out, heavens, earth. Up, out, heavens, earth. Up, out, heavens, earth. Knees down. Sit back. Ashwini Mukha Pranayama. Plug in. One more. Rise up onto the knees. Open the knees. Glide the hands down the buttocks. Bring the hands back toward the heels. If you want to walk your toes under to lift the hips a little more. Notice how the hips are not behind the knees. I'm pressing hips up and over the knees. I'm actually not really holding myself up with my hands, but I'm using it to engage. I'm going to inhale here through the nose. Exhale out the nose. Draw the navel center in. So it is Vastrika. Inhale, exhale. 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. Inhale, up, walk up, and rest down. Brow down. You can always use your ball if you don't want to go all the way down. We rest here for another 10 breaths, brow facing down. Coming toward the end of the practice. Find your way at the end of those 10 breaths. You're going to find your way, over to your favorite seat. So, just a few more things in this practice. One is we're going to take one knee to the center. Scoot back a little. One knee to the center and cross that other ankle over. So here I am. I'm doing my very best to have my bottom knee centered with my navel center and the sole of this foot flat, although it's not in your camera, it's flat. And then I wrap around, best I'm able, lengthen. So for me, I'm wrapping to my right side around that right knee, and my right arm is lifted. Now here's the thing I'm not doing. I'm not cranking this elbow around the outside, right? That works great for the ancient yogis, for many of us, and I'm quite flexible. It's not an issue of flexibility. It's an issue of compression in and up through the heart chakra, the throat chakra. All of this is lifting and compressing in order for you to get that around and wedge it in. So at what cost, huh? At what cost? And that right arm goes up and behind. You might find that you can take a bind here. If you're going to take a bind, this is the place to do it, hand to hand. Head wrapping around, eyes wrapping around. If eyes are open, and this is a beautiful practice for eyes to be open, they look all the way back into the far right corners of either eye. You can really not see much at all. His eyes are rolling as far over to the back right corners. We release out of this, draw the navel center in, shift back on the hands, uncross the legs, take the opposite knee center, cross the opposite foot over again. So now my right knee is forward. I center it best I am able with my navel center. I cross that left foot over. I wrap the right arm around that knee. Whoosh. Side is tight, tight, tight. So yesterday I walked, between 7 and 8 miles, up the mountain, down the mountain, up the hills to town, back down, home again. There's just a lot happening yesterday. Upstairs, downstairs. Lots of flies now around me. Take that left arm up to the sky. Wrapping that right arm around that left leg. Taking that left hand all the way around. If there's a bind, it might be here. Sometimes, how do I get it? I have to work that hand. I have to work that foot up first. Find my way into it. Boy, this side's much tighter. Let the eyes look all the way back into the back left corners of the eyes, all the way into the back left corners of the eyes. And gently release. Uncrossing. We come back to center. I'm going to ground through my feet and open through my knees. I'm going to press into the insides of my knees and open my heart and my hands here. I'm going to bring my hands to my heart center. One more time. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and just let myself find my way
into the absolutely most comfortable seat I can find. As we come into pranayama practice, into your seat, my knees are down. I'm just coming good and closer to you, huh? Good and closer to you. From this place, however you're comfortable in your seat, on a throne if you so choose. From here, we're going to take a few different pranayama practices, and I'm just going to speak very briefly to what each of them are, and then we're going to take our practice to a close. So we send the breath down and out the body on the exhale, and we inhale to the crown of the head. Exhale and send the breath down and out the body, and we inhale to the crown of the head. Inhale, draw the breath in and up. Exhale, down and out. One more time. Down and out. Now here I'm going to inhale for the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale up the body, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale down the body, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale up the body, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale down the body, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale up the body, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale down the body, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your breath return to what is natural and normal. That is Savitre. That is the even rhythmed breath. That is inviting us to have energy and grounding. That is inviting us to be steady and stable in our lives, active and rooted. That is inviting us to be actively calm and calmly active. Savitre. Savitre. The mother of Surya, the mother of God. Savitre. Savitre. Now we inhale, draw the breath in and up the body. You're going to exhale and send the breath down and out the body. I'm going to show you Bhastrika. Inhaling. Exhale, the navel center goes in. So keep that going. The exhale and the inhale are horizontal. The navel center pumps in and in and in and in and in, and everything is through the nose. Equal inhale, equal exhale, in and in and in and. Keep it going. Crown of the head is lifting. Chin drops just a little bit. Bring your body weight back over your pelvis if you're leaning forward. Exhale, 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 exhale. Equal inhale, equal exhale. If you feel deoxygenated, if you feel like you're falling away from being able to do this practice due to lack of breath, lack of oxygen, then your work is to increase your inhale consciously. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, in and up, 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 up. Hold the breath in. Hold the breath in. Hold the breath in. And then exhale. Your breath falls back into what feels natural. Bahastrika. I like to think of it as a way in which to both energize and simultaneously burn off the crazy. Like to just let the breath slowly and steadily, like a hammer in stone, going deeper, 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 more rooted with a solid foundation, with a solid structure around what is. One more. One more. Exhale, send the breath down and out the body. Inhale to the crown of the head. Kapalabhati. So the inhale will be the same as Bhastrika. The exhale will go up and out through the crown as such. Inhale. Four, three, two, one. Big inhale. Hold the breath in. Drop the chin. Draw the navel center in. Hold the breath in. Hold the breath in. Hold the breath in. And then in your time, exhale and release. Now, as we sit for these last few moments, as we sit here together for these last few moments, we simply reflect upon our lives, what our weak links are, what we need most, where we seem perhaps to be falling short just a bit in our lives. And how is it that we use our practices to clear the clutter, to release us from what binds us physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? How do we pay close attention and do our self-study? All this part and parcel. And we bring our hands together at our heart center. We send the breath down and out the body on the exhale. We inhale, we exhale gratitude into our lives, gratitude for this day, for this breath. Inhale. We exhale and send breath down and out the body, receiving nourishment. As the breath leaves our body, we are filled with light. Inhale. As we exhale and send the breath out of the body, we inhale, we are nourished and we are filled with light. Inhale. Exhale, we are nourished and we are filled with light as we let go, as we surrender. We are grateful. We let our palms face up and out in front of us. Grateful for life, grateful for what we've been given, grateful for the tools that we have in this great and glorious community that we have. Grateful for the sun and the moon, grateful for the light and the dark, grateful for the pressure and the release, all of it together as one. You and I, one as one. Hands come together, we let the hands rest at the heart center. We take the closing prayer, the closing mantra in call and response. We send the breath down and out the body, exhale, inhale to the crown. Om, Om, Purnamida, Purnamida, Purnamidam, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnat, Purnamudachate, Purnamudachate, Purnasya, Purnasya, Purnamadhaya, Purnamadhaya, Purnamaveva, Purnamaveva, Shishyate, Shishyate, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shantihi, Hari Om, Hari Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om. Thank you. I love you. How are you? I'd love to hear how you are. As you're dropping in the comments any final closing remarks or questions or thoughts, requests, all of it, I'm going to go ahead and take us out of here and move us into the shade. Woo! Just a second by accident. Just going to set this over here, put us in the shade. How are you? You're so welcome, sweet Kathy. Are you feeling a little more grounded? I hope you are. I'm so grateful it was beautiful for you, Mary Lynn. All right. So I'm just right here, deeply, deeply grateful. Love, love, love. Glad it worked for you, sweet Jessica. You're so welcome, Kathy. You're so welcome, sweet Abuelita. I love you all. I am deeply grateful. Teresa, I hope it worked for you. Gila, I hope it worked for you. I'm just loving you all. You can send this practice on to your friends. You received an email with all the details, so please feel free. And of course, just live here in YouTube. So you'll also be able to just copy the link or hit share, share it to your Facebook page, all of it. Let's just get it. You bet. Thanks for the oil can. You're so welcome. All right. I love you so much. Thank you. Hope how's your psoas, Sarah? Feeling a little bit better in there, low back? All right. When it's fascia, when it's there's so much we can do when it's inflammation, when it's fascia, when it's not actually like a torn tendon or a torn ligament or a broken bone. There's so much that can be done, and 90% of the time it's not permanent, right? It's not a structural damage. All right, sweet one to you all. Thank you for being here, and I hope that this served you. All right. So, Lynn Gilbert, hey. Oh, releasing grief. Yeah. Oh, sweet Lynn. Oh, sweet Lynn. Yeah, we've been talking a lot about grief. There's been a lot happening in terms of grief recently, and the power of sound, depending upon what your grief is. There's an audio. You can find it on Spotify. You can probably find the whole thing here on YouTube, and it is called Graceful Passages. And it's about death, and I've used it a million times over. It doesn't matter if it's a death of a relationship or a death of a loved one or a death of some aspect of yourself, the death of the world as we knew it, a death of a miscarried child, a death of a job, a death of a way of life, like you name it. I encourage you to check it out. It's called Graceful Passages, and I think you'll be able to find the whole thing. It's wonderful, different teachers and people speaking. I know, look at this tree. So wishing you peace as you transition through that. And there it is, y'all. There's the Perul tree right there. That magic tree. That's also the tree where all of the prayers of all the women who've been here. Can you see those prayers wrapped around that tree? Right. Let me see if I can do it on camera right there. Right above my finger. Right above my finger. Those are all prayers wrapped around the tree, including the blue and the yellow ones from the Ukrainian refugee women who stayed with us here. And we all, yourselves included, took care of them. And here we are. So I'm just loving you. Thank you. And I wish you a sweet day. Be sure if you're new here, if this is new to you and you're sitting quietly or you're watching this as a replay, please go to brittbsteele.com, and there you will find, you can register for absolutely anything, and then we'll send you lots of goodies. And if at any time you want to opt out, there's lots of opt-out options. No, I just wanted recipes. No, I just wanted a meditation, or I just want the yoga practices. There's lots of ways for you to just get what you want. All right, love you. Thank you for your time, your energy, and your hearts. Well, bye for now.